I've always said, you know you have a decent boxing or MMA movie on your hands when the fight scenes and the training montages are so intense it makes you want to drive right to the gym from the movie theater after the credits roll. And let me tell you, after seeing these guys train and push their bodies to the brink like they did in this movie, my muscles were sore just watching these guys. What's up, guys? I'm Sully, and today I'm excited because we're talking about the brand new third film in the Creed franchise. All you need to know about this one is that Adonis Creed is thriving in both his family life and his career. But when a childhood friend and former boxing prodigy resurfaces, the face-off is more than just a fight. I definitely grew up enjoying these types of fighting movies. Obviously, the Rocky franchise as a whole. I loved Warrior with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton. I think that movie is incredible. When I was younger, I even liked Never Back Down, that MMA movie. Don't judge me for that one. But these types of movies are just so easy to enjoy, and they always center around main characters that are just easy to root for. They always rally the troops and get the adrenaline pumping. So obviously, I was looking forward to seeing Creed 3. And I think this movie in particular was a really good film for Michael B. Jordan to take his first crack at directing. It's a franchise that's already been fleshed out. He knows this character really well after playing him in 2 previous films, and he didn't have to worry about doing a beloved character like Rocky Balboa justice because unfortunately, we knew he wasn't going to be in this movie this time around. And let's just address the Sylvester Stallone-sized elephant in the room here for a second while we're at it, because going into this film, after I just re-watched the first 2 Creed movies, I was worried that not having Rocky Balboa in this one was just going to make it feel like something was missing, and it would just be bizarre not having him around here. And even though there are definitely certain turning points in key story moments where it would make total sense to have him included in here, I don't think the story suffered that much without him. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want the Italian stallion in here, no question about it, but if that just couldn't happen, I mean, this story still just moves right along. And reflecting more on the story of this specific entry, if you're looking for twists and turns and stuff you've never seen before in a boxing movie, or even this franchise for that matter, I really don't think you're gonna find that here. It's a pretty tried and true formula with the plot, unfortunately, but I think that's kind of okay. Even though it's nothing we haven't seen done before when it comes to the plot, I still think it manages to be the most personal and emotional story we've gotten yet in these 3 Creed films. Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson just continue to have such effortless chemistry in these movies. Like, obviously on their own, they're both great. I love both of these actors in their own right, but they just fit together so well as this couple. And now we get a look at their daughter, who's a little bit more grown up and is really the emotional core behind this whole story, and I thought that young actress did a really good job with her role. But the real star of the show here is Jonathan Majors. God damn, I don't think there's anyone that sees this movie that's going to be able to dispute that. I mean, you know that just from seeing the trailers alone. This is one bad dude. And not only does he have the acting chops to back up playing this menacing type of villain, he's built like a brick shithouse right now, so he really looks intimidating and larger than life. I just love seeing him play these villain roles. He's really good at it. We got him as Kang the Conqueror and Ant-Man last week, now here in Creed 3. Give me all the Jonathan Majors you got at this point. Getting back to Michael B. Jordan being behind the camera for a second though, I think he did a lot of stuff here that actually really impressed me, and for the most part, this is a well-directed movie. And I don't mean that like, oh, he did a good job for his directorial debut. Like, no, by anyone's standard, I feel like this was a pretty well-directed movie, at least from a visual standpoint. And Michael B. Jordan did an interview a little while ago that I think a lot of people have seen now, where he talked about how he wanted to bring some intensity and visuals to these boxing scenes that have never been done before in this genre. He took a lot of influence from anime, and there is a lot of stuff in here that I love when it comes to the visual style and the pace of the boxing matches in this movie, but then there's also a lot of stuff that I just didn't really click with, like, at all. There are total fight scenes in here where I'm in awe from start to finish, and then there are some where I'm just scratching my head being like, okay, what was the creative idea behind that decision? And I'm excited to see what a lot of people make of it. Before we wrap up, I'd be remiss not to mention that since this movie lives under the giant umbrella that is the Rocky franchise, of course it continues the tradition of having an absolutely badass training montage in it. I mean, I feel like I was starting to sweat just watching these 2 dudes bust their ass and push themselves to the brink in this movie. When it comes to the physicality, they understood the assignment 100% in this film. When I graduated college, I started boxing for fun and because I badly needed to burn off 4 years worth of quarter pounders, and let me tell you, it was up there with one of the most physically hard and demanding things I've ever had to do in my entire life. I feel like I was getting PTSD from watching these guys work out and just destroy their bodies. These 2 are a couple of specimens. All in all, if you like boxing movies, but more specifically the Creed and Rocky franchises, I think you're gonna have some fun with with this one. Sure, it made some creative decisions that didn't totally click for me, and it doesn't bring as much new stuff to the table as I was hoping for, but my hat's off to Michael B. Jordan on his directorial debut, and I hope to see more from him really soon. Creed 3 gets a Sully score of 3.5 stars. So that's my review of the new Creed movie. I might have to go keto after watching this one. I don't even know why. But let me know in the comments below if you're gonna go check this one out or if you've already seen it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you guys at the next video.